Hello, welcome to Other Platforms. Today we are going to learn how we can create a webhook, assign a flow to that webhook, and learn how to trigger that flow based on incoming data from the webhook. So let's go to the webhook section, which is located under all bots. Then you select your bot, go to tools, and then further navigate to inbound webhooks. Now we're going to create a webhook, and as soon as we name it, we'll get a URL for it. So we can copy it over here, and we can create a postman request for here like this, and then send like basic normal data over here. Before we do that, there is edit section where we have to look for listen to payload, and also there are multiple fields for this webhook. First, we can enable it. Second is this subflow over here. We can assign a subflow to run when some data is received. This flow will be triggered. The third field is the logs. Here you will see all the logs, whether it will be a success log or error logs. So this is a very useful section over here. The fourth and the foremost is the edit section, where you can use like set the channel as WhatsApp. This is for sending the message if you want. Like you can assign phone over here, map the phone over here from the payload, and to this number the WhatsApp message will be sent. And you can basically it's a ID for the user. You can use multiple such IDs such as user NS, contact ID, or email ID to send these things to the user itself. So here you can get the payload. Now you can save it over here, as we'll see further on. So let's start by first listening to the payload, and then we'll send it from here itself. So as soon as it's sent, we can mark it as done, and we'll receive it over here. So we can just basically map the phone number. To do that, we'll have to just click on preview payload and then click on the phone, and then we can set it to the phone if we want, or if we don't want to save the phone, we can just map it over here so it knows where to send at which number. And then when we can map the other variables such as name, and it will be added here automatically. We can map the day as well, so we have a variable day to map it, and it's here. So we can also change this data before it loads here. To do that, we can enable data pre-processing, and we can write a function over here. So let's say the user only sends like the first name, not the name, complete name. So what we can do over here is like we can map the name over here. So as soon as we return over here, it's just gonna show me the first name. So let's concatenate another field to it, and which can be first name plus whatever value we want. So over here it's gonna be full name. So this will return my name twice, and to add a space we can just click on space over here and it will add it. So now let's return this as a payload. So to do that, we'll just create an object for returning it, and then we can just map out the properties as follows. So this will be this name which we created, and the rest of the properties will be from the payload itself. So we can just do payload.phone to access it, and for day we will also use payload.day. And now when we return it, it's gonna give me a function like object with this new values. So we can use this to map it out as well. So basically when we do preview payload, it's gonna be a new payload. The values are the same still, so we can just use like first name, day, and day as day over here, and add. So this is the basic thing of the webhook. Now we're gonna create a flow and map it over here so the user can trigger it. So we'll just go to the flow, and then we're gonna create a test flow over here. So basically what we're gonna do is just send a simple message over here where we're gonna access a few variables like first name, and we're gonna just bold it a bit so it's more user friendly. So yeah, basically this is the text message that we are gonna send once we receive some data on the webhook. So do note that this is a text message and it will require for us to already have a session which has been created. So once this flow is created, we are just gonna go to the tools section in about webhook, and then we're gonna map it over here, and we can see over here that the log is already there, but as it was like just a preview, we are just like not sending the data yet, so it will be sent once we see it. So let's go to the live chats, so we'll be able to see the message over here. So as you can see here, we have already started a session. So once someone sends the payload, like let's say we're gonna send it over here, so a message will be automatically delivered over here to me itself. So basically it requires user to have already have a session because it's a text message. If you're gonna use a template message, it won't require for the user to have any other like the session to be created. So that's all for today. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed it.